Hi guys, it's Ashley. If you're new to my channel, welcome. If you're already a subscriber, thank you so much. I really appreciate all your support. Today's video is going to be the makeup challenge, The Power of Makeup. I was inspired by Nikki Tutorials. I realize I'm very late to the party with this one, but recently Nikki did a video and recreated her Power of Makeup video on Kim Kardashian. That kind of inspired me to go ahead and create my own Power of Makeup video. If you'd like to see my version of the Power of Makeup, keep watching. So I've started with a freshly washed face, and I've applied the St. Ives Timeless Collagen Elastin Moisturizer. Sorry if you can hear the thunder outside. It's storming right now, so you may hear thunder or raining. I apologize. I can't control the weather, so it is what it is. I went ahead and applied my BH Cosmetics Anti-Shine primer, and I'm just going to let that soak into my face for a minute. Okay, so I've let my primer soak in for a few minutes. I always like to give it a few minutes before I go ahead and apply my foundation, just so it has a chance to soak in and do what it needs to do. And now I'm going to go in with my Coty Airspun Translucent Powder. I'm an oily skin girl, so I need all the protection I can get from my oils. So what I usually do is I go into my trouble areas with a damp beauty blender, or this one is the Real Technique sponge. So on my cheeks, my nose, and my forehead really have trouble and get extremely oily, so just go in and give it a bit of extra protection. My chin as well, but my chin, I always have issues with transfer on my chin. The makeup just does not want to stay put. And then just make sure that's well blended and there aren't any big clumps of powder anywhere. Then I'll go in with my CoverGirl Vitalist Healthy Elixir Foundation in the shade Buff Beige. I really wanted to make this video. I really wanted to kind of talk about being comfortable in your own skin and learning to love yourself, because I didn't always love myself, and sometimes I still don't. I have my bad days where my insecurities get the best of me, and I don't think I'm alone in that. But I think as we get older, we learn to love ourselves, flaws and all, and at least for me, that's the case. I, for a long time, had wanted to start a YouTube channel, but I was held back by my doubts and insecurities. After several years of wanting to and just being afraid to, and afraid of what people would think of me, and afraid that all of my flaws would be called out and I would be mortified, I eventually just kind of said, screw it. You know, if people don't like me, there are going to be people who don't like me in my life, in the world. I can't help that. I am who I am. If you like me, that's great. If not, that's okay too. You have that right to not like me, and I'm not going to let anyone else's opinion of me control the way I live my life. So after many years of contemplating starting a YouTube channel, I just finally, learned to love myself enough to not care what people think about my bare face, about my crooked teeth, about my big ass mole. I don't care. It's who I am. I can't change it. So, I've learned to live with it. It's not, my teeth and this mole, I've hated them all my life, and it's held me back from doing a lot of things that I would like to do, such as, starting my YouTube channel. I'm glad that I put my fears aside and just start, take that step and step out of my comfort zone and start my channel, because I've really enjoyed making the videos. To be honest, it's relaxing to me. I've always loved makeup. I think makeup is kind of a part of, what's helped me get to that point too, because in the times when I've really struggled, it's helped me and felt like an armor to me, that when I go and put on a face of makeup, I feel like no one can touch me. I'm, the queen of the world. And as sad as it is that sometimes I have to wear makeup, ooh, that's under. I have to wear makeup to feel that way. Sometimes I do. I'm not perfect. I do get insecure. I do have fears and insecurities. So anyways, makeup has always helped me be able to, if I do my makeup, I feel unstoppable. So I love that aspect of makeup. But now, as I get older, there's more times when, just going natural, I feel confident and I feel unstoppable still. So if you are going through, these type of struggles where your confidence is way down, you have a lot of insecurities, just know it does get better, or it did for me at least. As I grew older, I stopped caring as much what people think of me, because that's one thing you can't control, what anyone thinks of you, and the more time you spend worrying about what others are thinking of you, that's more of your life wasted. It doesn't really matter in the big scope of things. So I just wish we could all be a little more kind to each other. So now I'm going in with my Winky Lux Peeper Perfect Concealer. It is a bit dark for my liking. I like to have a little bit lighter over here to kind of highlight this area of my face. And then I use my Wet n Wild Photo Focus Concealer in the shade Light Ivory. The Winky Lux was medium, I believe, was the shade. So we'll just go in here and kind of brighten up this area. Oops, I went a little on that side. That's alright. I have a little mustache action happening right here. I'm not about that. Ooh. Do not stick it up your nose, Ashley. Okay. So, looking good, right? See, my chin is getting weird already. Wet n Wild concealer sets down really quickly, so you might either want to do one section at a time or work fast. Then I'll go back in with the KandyAshhh Spun Powder. I'm going to try and bake, but I have trouble every time I try to bake. It seems like it just creates problems for me.
I look weird. Look how tiny this eye looks.
So while I am letting, what is this? While I'm letting my bake set, I'm going to work on my brows. So I go in and comb them upwards so I can see where I need the work. Today I am going to use, obviously, my Flawless Brow Trio from BH Cosmetics. I'm actually going to go in and use the cream. It's like a brow pomade. I'm just going to use the brush that came with it. This stuff is very strong, so I'm just going in with a light hand and doing small hair-like strokes, following the direction of the hair growth. This brush is the only complaint I have about the brush that comes with it is it's so short, so it's kind of hard to hang on to sometimes. But other than that, it actually works fairly well. Okay, so I've went in and basically filled in there. I need to pluck my brows too. They're looking a little wonky. And I'm just gonna go in and wipe away that bake. I realize I'm looking a bit washed out right now because of all that translucent powder, so I'm going to go in with my BH Studio Pro Matte Finish Pressed Powder. It's in a bit darker of a shade, so I usually just use that to kind of warm my face up because it's a little bit too dark for just my entire face. So take a little bit of that along my hairline here, and I like to come in pretty far on my foreheads because I've got a pretty big forehead. And I'm just using my angled contour brush. I'm going to use it to contour too, so that'll be alright if this one is here. And then for my contour, I'm trying to use a cooler brown. Wow, that was a bit intense. Blend it out a little bit. I'm not a huge, super intense blush fan. I like it to be a bit more natural. Normally don't do this, but I'm using just regular clear tape. I'm going to use that as a barrier so I can have a nice crisp line. I've just stuck it to my hand a few times and peeled it off so it's not that sticky, so I'm not tugging and pulling when I go to take it off. So it's not sticky at all, so hopefully it still works. Okay, before I do anything, I'm just going to take a light color and dust it over the entire lid as a base. And I'm just taking this mauvey pink. Well, in the pan it looks like a plum type color. Well, I guess it is kind of a plum color. So this plummy shade into the outer corner. And just blending that out. Now I'm kind of going in with a transition shade and just blending the edge of that plum color out. And I'm taking a deep brown shade and really focusing on this outer corner here. Then I'm going to blend it out a bit. Now I'm just going in with a gold shade. It's not as intense as I want it to be, so I'm just going to use my setting spray. Wet my brush. That's better. And then after the gold shade there, I'm going to go in with that Balm Cosmetics highlight again. Just go in the inner corner there. And then with whatever's left on the brush, I'll just go into the brow bone there. I'm going in with a flat liner brush with that deep brown color from the outer corner, just smoking out that lower lash line. Okay, I'm gonna go back in the outer corner with a little bit more of this, just to deepen it up a little tiny bit. I'm going to just go in with a black eyeliner on my upper waterline. Do not get on, spoke too soon. It got on my eyelid. We're going to see if we can get this liner to work. It's been really giving me trouble lately, but I'm going to give it another chance. Right now it's not doing too bad. This Seraphine Botanicals liquid kohl liner is playing games with me. Sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't, so I don't know what to think about it. I took a little break so it wouldn't try and dry out, so we'll see if that helps. Not really, now it's starting to do its weird stuff on me. Or if I tip it upside down and smack it around a little bit to see if that helps. Not really. We're gonna work with it though. We're gonna make it work. Okay, and I want it to look a little bolder, so I'm going on my lower waterline as well. Just bringing that black liner along there. Okay. Going in with Tarte's Lights Camera Lashes. Applying that to the lower and upper lashes. Now, let's see if I can get some lash glue to work, and if I can, I will apply some lashes and be done with the look. Okay, so I did find a very old tube of lash glue. I'm not sure how well it is going to work, but we are going to give it a shot. Okay, and we'll just let that get a bit tacky before I even mess around with trying to apply that to my lashes. I think that's why I stopped using this one, is because it started taking really long time to dry or to get tacky. Okay, so I think the glue is finally starting to dry down and get tacky. Yep, that's why I stopped using this kind, is because it doesn't want to dry down. And that's a problem. It's not quite on there properly, but we'll live with it. So that's not sharp. So I'm just lightly lining my lips with this dull ass pencil, and I don't have a sharpener, and with the Wet n Wild color icon in the shade Brandywine. And then I'm going to fill it in with the Wet n Wild Liquid Catsuit in the shade Give Me Mocha. So. Enjoyed the video, and if you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. It really does help out my channel. If you're not already, subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on any new videos. I hope you're all having an amazing day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.